I can store up to 2,200 minutes of 8K footage. Lucky for me, it has protection from drops up to 3 meters.
In Brawl Stars history, 2019 world champion turned content titan, and while his reflexes might have aged like fine milk, his brain is as wrinkly as ever. Sven, it's great to have you.
Thank you. I'm besides a fellow Unk right here, so I kind of blend in pretty well.
We've all got wrinkles going on here.
Gentlemen, with a season-ending elimination on the line in this quarterfinals already, who do you think has the most to lose today?
Oh, I mean, where to start in EMEA, honestly? I mean, this is probably, in my opinion, the one region that has the most potential evolving storylines. I think that last-minute roster change going into the last monthly final of the year, there's risk attached to that.
Whether you out there agree with us or not, you can get rewards by locking in your predictions over at event.brawlstars.com. There's a pin at the very end, as you can see here. The rewards are also going to change up again next weekend, so make sure to lock in your predictions today and next weekend, event.brawlstars.com. By the way, we still have a couple of tickets as well. World Finals is where it's at. All of these teams are trying to lock in that golden coveted ticket they were fighting for all season long. And you can get there without having played a single time. You might not be able to play on stage, just like fellow ex-pro player over here. You might be looking
Arx played on
and
stage
watching
once
some
before
Brawl
as well.
I've played with you on stage.
Yeah.
We won the Invitational in 2019.
La
That's
Liga
what
n'est
you've got
pas
going for you.
en
I
gros
beat,
stream.
what was it, a shill. Beat Coupe to Ace, you know.
Some really...
I've got some serious things for my CV.
Ok, là, un match dans 3 minutes et
Sure,
40
that
secondes.
happened, totally. But you can still get some tickets. There's still a couple of tickets left
Ah,
for
c'est
World
Foot
Finals.
Esport.
For our community team today, we have Foot Esports. Now, the first month we did this, it was a complete curse last month. More often than not, the community voted teams to watch were actually doing fairly well.
I think when the community choose to have a team be the team to watch, we curse it. You know, it happened yesterday in East Asia. It's happened all throughout the season. But this is one where I don't know whether that curse is going to be the same. I feel like Foot Esports at the moment are certainly not just the team to watch, but the team to beat in EMEA.
Foot Esports, the indisputable #1 seed in EMEA, are going to kick us off today against FA Kumala Savesta. They just don't get a lucky bracket. Every single month, Kuma has some of the best teams in EMEA against them. Still, they are in contention for an LCQ slot. Do you have a little bit of a roster swap now? Mine decided to play in challenges with a different roster, so they picked up Lena. And this is his third time where he was a last-minute sub. He's also playing against his former teammates from the Brawl Cup.
I feel like that's his time to shine, right? Like we've seen in Brawl Cup how even myself, I doubted him a little bit. I know that the Foot roster was insane. I was like, wow, adding this short addition, they beat Crazy Raccoon, they beat Zeta. Insane, and they almost, with Kuma,
maintenant le nain il est chez
they
Team
almost
avec,
upset
hein.
Humble in the monthly qualifiers. So you know that it actually works. They have a fighting chance, and as you see, the circle of Lenane, it's constant. Every year we've been talking about it, but this guy is so talented. Why is nobody picking him up?
It's been a tough year for roster changes, hasn't it, in terms of like who is even available. Whereas like Lenane has always been present and always pulling in the goods. You know, specifically for me at Brawl Cup, I think that he did a really incredible job coming into the final hour for Foot Esports to get them to a grand final. I didn't see it coming, to be completely honest. I mean, and to be able to now be in a position to take things into his own power and have his literal destiny be decided by himself, if he's able to defeat the very team that he was able to bring to that grand finals of Brawl Cup today, and then maybe go all the way, he could still make worlds by his own doing.
Others are collecting post stamps or postcards from our LAN events. In-game pins. Lena is collecting player jerseys out there. He must have had more teams than any other player that we have in the BSC. These are the maps that we're going to play today. Kuma got to pick first. They decided to go with Open Business, then Out in the Open, Pit Stop Hideout, and Pinhole Punt is our random decider. Many of these maps we've seen just yesterday in East Asia. How do you expect the meta to have evolved already? We had balance changes this Wednesday, and how is it going to differ compared to East Asia, Sven?
So I think we're fairly similar, to be honest. After like looking and analysing the metas, they are quite similar. And as you see by the global bans on the screen, Bolt being banned out by Foot, which nobody wants to see Bolt, right? But the thing that I was talking to Ock about it, teams were not banning roughs against Foot. It's like, this is literally the brawler that Foot play, no matter what. You can't counter Nob on the roughs, you just can't. And then going into the map selection, which you seen just before that, I'm a little bit confused by Kumu's map selection, because you've got Open Business, which is Foot's literal favorite map.
Ouch!
And and then
look at this poll.
They also pick Pit Stop, which is Foot's favorite map as well. So they're literally picking their opponent's favorite maps. You've got the vote there, which is nearly 100%. They've got so much going against them.
3%, that is one of the most dominant showing we had in one of the votes. Yesterday we had a vote that was only 2% for Fennel, 3% almost there. You guys are being harsh this weekend, honestly.
But I think it's kind of warranted at the same time. I mean, Foot Esports have won a grand final in every monthly final in this summer split, and prior to that also. You know, I think if they had Guesty, would have probably gone all the way at Brawl Cup, in my opinion. You know, it's hard to say because it'd be Guesty's first appearance, but I think that would be the case. I also feel like, to be honest, like when it comes to maps, that first map, although it is one of Foot's strongest ones, they did practice it a lot. I think from memory, 12 instances, 10 of which they won. So I'm looking forward to this first map.
Last monthly final of the summer split, last monthly final of this season, and we're going to start out on Open Business. Foot, the undisputed #1 in EMEA, Kuma, that are still looking to get some points towards that LCQ slot. They're looking at it a moment. We have the bans in already. Meeple, Stu, and Lumi banned out by the side of Kuma. They do have the first pick. And on a map like this one, you want some area control, you want some damage. So Griff, definitely a good first pick here.
I was trying to pick out some holes in the band selection, but I think most of them have just been covered. Like, they removed the Grey. They don't want to face off against what we saw in East Asia yesterday. The Grey Ems combination is just so hard to counter. So what do you go into Griff? You've got, well, Meeple is banned out. I was going to suggest that. They do love the Finks, though. Foot, no matter what, they love going Finks into any matchup. And then I wouldn't be surprised with a Mina. Mina is a great counter to Griff. And especially, okay, Crow. The Crow's not a brawler that I've not been seeing too often recently. With the recent balance changes, he does have good matchup into a Griff. But now we need a little bit of zone time. Like, yeah, Crow stays in the middle, but he's not got the most health. They need someone to push up and make aggressive plays. It's very predictable, Angel Boy and Mina, right? And we've even seen in his YouTube videos recently. Make sure to watch them, by the way. They're goated. He's been posting ranked content out there. He's been explaining that Mina is so good into Griff. So surely we're going to see it, right?
I want to see brawls like Max be sort of highly valued here. I think as well Sirius is definitely one for Kuma Lavesta that they like to bring in. Edgar, I think, is definitely up there. Sirius, yeah. I think, like, you've got to be a bit cautious with the Edgar open. I mean, Ems could also be an option here, but another brawler which is susceptible to Edgar. I kind of want to see whether that might be on the minds here of Kuma Lavesta. I think maybe Berry. I'm curious as well with this region how Damien is faring currently. We saw it drop off a little bit in East Asia, but still get some good results. I know you've got your reservations on that Brawler 2 spend, so kind of in these early doors moments in EMEA, seeing how they kind of value brawlers like that.
Usually you see a lot of Mag on this map, Lou, but the global band's already super targeted towards this hot zone map, actually. Things coming in here, he had a great run in every single hot zone map in recent times, but wasn't picked up too often yesterday, also not in July. I wonder why that is, Ben.
I'm also wondering too, and I'm also wondering how they can counter the Sirius, because Sirius, I think most people, what they go is like a Barley or something that can counter the Sirius, but it's not really been working recently. Sirius is kind of the most underrated brawler in the meta right now. I've been seeing a lot of teams use it, and now they're going to go with Edgar. Wow, okay, so Edgar we saw previously that's pretty decent into the Sirius. Now with a last pick available, are we going to see the Damien? Are we going to see the Mina? Are we going to see something that can create some pressure onto the opponents? Because now you can't go more control because the Edgar is thrown out.
It could be Damien, but the Griff worries me a little bit in that regard. But often when we see this early Sirius pick, it's a lot to do with the idea that the opposition therefore can't consider Damien, and they can just kind of pair it in that third and final pick instance. But again, like, there could be other ideas. I'm curious how this Crow's going to fare as well. Chester, going forwards, not the flashes, but definitely always been a very, very solid brawler in terms of the meta. Yeah, Crow, we didn't see at all. Like, I'm still on the sort of fence as to whether that buff has really done too much to Crow. Was surprised to see that we didn't see barely any of it yesterday. So So looking forward to seeing how it will fare post-nerf.
Everything on the line here for the side of Kuma. They win the monthly finals today and they can lock in the world final spots. They at least win the quarterfinals and they have a chance at LCQ. This match is so important for them and it's against seed number 1. I'm excited for this one.
Let's kick it off then. So open business. Again, this map was like, wow, put it up against Foot. How are you going to beat them at their own game here? Now the middle interaction is going to favor Crow quite heavily, I believe, in this first interaction. Edgar's going to jump in pretty early. Lenar picks up 1 kill already, but into Chester, he's definitely going to face his match there. Chester, we've not been seeing too much in this meta. Honestly, one of the least played brawlers right now in the meta since his recent nerfs. But into Edgar, he has the perfect matchup. Lenar opting to use hard landing there to confirm the kill onto Crow. And this is about a 50-50 matchup so far, but now Foot starting to establish a bit of control.
Okay, well, Lenan on the right-hand side, starting to lurk around here. Ness trying to tap up Angel Boy, getting some consecutive shots. Lenan jumping in, Angel Boy jumping over. Does avail to a trade. Not now on this top right-hand side, going into an aggressive stance. It's a nice bomb connection down to Dompe as well. Ness going to be healing up into the mid. That time warp can be... Ooh, but he does overextend there, I'm surprised.
Yeah, he didn't really need to go in and die there, but Lenar is trying to go for Guesty. Guesty barely stays alive. Nob already getting his hypercharge with Chest. Is going to opt to keep it for now because he knows if he uses it onto the things, he can just teleport back. Nob uses his super onto Lenar as well. And look at Sirius, he's built up so many clones. This is looking perfect for Foot.
Yeah, Guesty is building an army for sure. Oh, that's a great hypercharge there from Nob. And Dompe cannot push into that. Cannot risk his being cycled. Hypercharge available for Lenan. Angel Boy has also his. The lead now extending in favour of Foot. Past 80% mark now as well. And Lenan in a perilous position on his right-hand side. And actually wastes the hypercharge too. It's a team wipe for Foot. And a very convincing first game for them.
Yeah, I mean, to begin with, I mean, it was a little bit dicey. You could see that there's so much on the line. Both teams were just trying to eye each other out, see which team would actually draw first blood. But as the game went on, you've seen that Sirius could build up his clones. You saw Chester would have his hypercharge super as well. I'm quite surprised that Chester built it up so fast. I don't know, with Griff, it's one of them ones, right? Like, yeah, he can still be good with Coin Shower, but I think the main purpose of Griff, even with all of his changes, is that normally want to open up the map. And I just feel like Foot know Griff's playstyle so well. And as you see there, great takedown from Nob already. Ness is low as well. And Dompe just hasn't really got enough in him, in his kits, to really impact this game.
Yeah, lacking in firepower. Lenan as well getting aggressed and bullied on this top left-hand side here. Down to 68 HP, and Nob will finalise that kill quite comfortably. So again, Angel Boy already having Super 2, can afford to go on the aggressive. Guesty tapping again, consistently building up that army as we speak. And at the moment, Kuma really struggling as everyone falls. That's going to put a bit of a stop to the objective, but in that time that was spent on the zone, Foot were able to establish 42%.
Yeah, at this point, it's how do Kuma come up with a plan to win this game, especially as Sirius builds up these clones. Lenar is facing a really tough composition here. He's going to jump in onto Crow, manages to find the kill, but that's about the only brawler can really confirm kills on pretty easily. Now Ness can establish a little bit of control, forced back by Nob with Super. Angel Boy jumps in straight away. They confirm the kill onto Lenar. The teleport back from Ness manages to stay alive, but just barely clinging on. But they've brought back so much percentage now.
Yeah, Ness did well there, despite being low HP, to keep his distance, but now Guesty is punishing the action. Bringing forwards yet another shadow. Now Lenan going to try to go in on the aggressive, but it hasn't worked out so well. This time round, however, it has. Trying to cycle, but again, Nob shuts it down. He can't seem to find the right timings to take care of it.
It's pretty hard with Edgar now, especially since the few nerfs that he received. It didn't impact him a lot. I don't envy his position whatsoever right now. Hype charge being popped by Nob, that's going to be effective by things is Super though. Now we're going to establish some control. Just Nez in the back pocket here. He's trying to find one kill. Angel Boy's pretty weak. If he could confirm that kill, that'd have been great. But now the hype charge comes out from Guesty. Look at how tanky these clones are. Another takedown onto Lenar. It takes forever for him to build up his Super. And with the Let's Fly nerf, Foot are now running away with things. I see no way back for them. Hypercharge is popped. One shower onto the zone as well, but it's just too much for Kuma to handle. Foot, they're just doing Foot things at the moment. They're playing with the food for the most part. It didn't really feel like at any point they would lose control in that situation. So, I mean, I did have my reservations, like I said, about this map selection. Yeah, maybe Kuma had a good win rate on this map, but Foot, this is the one map I would say I wouldn't want to face Foot on this map. They just know this map inside out.
I think for me as well, the serious pick was what they all struggled on the side of Kuma to do much about. The Chester as well is a really underrated thing that, you can see the effectiveness of it. I mean, Lenan was not really able to go on the aggressive nearly as much as he would like to onto them. Even there, look, Nob was so low in terms of HP, and that's stun in the kit that, you roll the dice with Chester, and more often than not, you get something that's going to be valuable to use, especially in the game mode like Hot Zone, where everything that you're going to have in that back pocket is going to be helpful in some manner.
Well played by both, but Foot doing Foot esports things, just like Spen said. They take this first set, the 3% that voted for Kuma. You need to be a little louder. I think they need the support. Out in the open now, Foot esports map a pick. But as we have established over the course of the last few months, where we have introduced this map pick, more often than not, the teams actually are losing their map pick currently. We're at 47% win rate from your own map. So maybe this is going to be the time where Kuma can strike. They have had some great showings over the course of this season. I feel like with the addition of Lana, they became even stronger. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they could have beaten many of these teams today, but Foot might just be a different beast.
Like I said, they've been so consistent all season long. That's the concern when it comes to Foot esports. They've not really shown many, if any, weaknesses. As we move into out in the open, Pearl not be banned out here. My first pick personally on the side of Foot esports here, see where they go for it. Brock being banned out by Kuma is also another good first pick worthy brawler out of the mix here. Good to see the kit ban. I think that's a brawler you have to really reserve it quite nicely. So Naja going to be the first pick for Foot.
I mean, as a first pick, I know that Daryl and Kit are banned out, but surely this can be punished. I mean, Foot are the pros, they're the ones that are prepared for this, and you can never doubt them, right? But there are some holes in this, but this is the thing with Foot, right? Okay, they're going Naja first pick. They're probably baiting them out into something, because if you pick aggression too early, then Foot have another 2 responses to go. I mean, Surge is a banned out. We saw Surge not really work out too much into this. Leon is a great option into Naja because you've got the lollipop drop gadget, you've got the speed to combine it with that. With Naja, you need a bit of speed, you need a bit of aggression because, I mean, Max isn't banned out as well. I wouldn't be surprised to hear Max Leon and just run it down against this Naja.
For me personally, most importantly on Out in the Open is to get into the mid. On the left side, you can either go with the Watcher, Angela would still be left open for that, Eve potentially, or you just break open the map with Brock out of the way. Pearl would be a pick that I would still consider here. We saw a couple of times where Graves was played against yesterday too, but I feel like Pearl is just in such a good position in the current meta. So good into anything aggressive when she is super available, and she would also be pretty good against the Leon, just with her burning gadget, making sure that they can scout him out very easily.
Looking for Mina here, really for me. That's kind of like where Foot esports are going to absolutely thrive here. It's one that there's never really banned out against them, but with the windmill gadget as well, like it's able to shut down a Pearl pretty quick. You can kind of bait out the gadget in that regard. Damien's a possibility. Again, still early doors in EMEA to see whether that's a brawler which is kind of being reserved. AB going to come forwards now for Foot esports. Definitely a brawler which has